I'll just go through our closing presentation because we've got a couple of announcements that we want to share with you as well. So during the summer, the trustees met for strategic planning sessions to discuss projects, opportunities and priorities for the coming 5 years. So this next slide is a summary of our strategic plan. There we go. Our purpose is in line with the vision that I described earlier, and also our objectives cover our mission areas for awareness, support and research. So campaigning for SCAD to be included in guidelines and training materials for healthcare professionals remains a top priority for us, and we have done quite a bit of work in this area already. As does general awareness raising. Now, earlier this year, the NICE guidelines for acute coronary syndromes were open for consultation, and Beat SCAD submitted comments. So the publication of that is expected this month, so we're waiting to find out if there would be any SCAD information added to that guideline. And we're also keeping an eye out for other NICE guidelines to be open for consultation so that we can also work to submit comments there. There's other healthcare professional guidelines that we're trying to target as well. So we've been looking into resources that paramedics use, for example. So lots and lots of work to be done there. We will continue our efforts to support the SCAD community, and as Karen has mentioned about campaigning for SCAD clinics. And of course, fundraising is absolutely critical. We cannot guarantee other funding sources to be able to keep the research that we have. And as you can see, the research is really taking great strides. You know, there's lots of publications coming out now, lots of information, lots of questions, you know, to take the research down different routes. So it's so important that we do everything we can to keep that research moving. And it's, you know, a sad fact that COVID-19 is impacting the funding opportunities that are available. Now, alongside these projects, the charity requires a significant amount of governance too. We've got policies in place that need reviewing and updating regularly. We've got policies that we still want to add. So there's lots of work that happens there, and also various operational tasks that happen on a daily basis to keep everything ticking along. So it's certainly a challenge. And we will keep working to make Beat SCAD the best that we can. Now, our website is a key asset for raising awareness and providing support. So we're continually working to develop content, and I'm pleased to say that we've recently added a huge new section actually called Living with SCAD. And this has got 12 subsections, and it's packed full of information. You know, we've gathered lots of useful tips and advice from all of you as well, through the community, gathered through the Facebook group, and we've incorporated that. Debbie and Sarah in particular have spent a huge amount of time writing this copy and getting it onto the website. So next up is news of our buddy support system. Now, I first shared this cartoon at our 2016 conference and outlined our plans to devise a buddy support system. And the project has sort of taken one step forward, 2 steps back a number of times. But thankfully then Sarah took the lead on it, and she's worked with the other trustees and various volunteers. So we're pleased to say that you know, we're doing a soft launch of this buddy system today. So why do we want to provide a buddy service? So basically, as all of you know, having a SCAD can be a massive shock. Most SCAD survivors have few or no cardiac risk factors. And even though there are more hospitals now who are recognising and correctly diagnosing SCAD, there are certainly places that lack experience in the aftercare of their SCAD patients. So the result can be that many SCAD patients are sent home with a bag full of pills and a lot of unanswered questions. Now, the Facebook SCAD community is a lifeline for many, but sometimes there are SCAD survivors who might need a little bit more support. So Beat SCAD already provide support in various ways, whether it's through our information materials, regional get-togethers. We do a lot of one-to-one support messages that we receive to the charity, phone calls, etc. But a long-held goal that we have is to provide a more personal support system. So that is why we are introducing the Beat SCAD Buddy service. So the first buddies will be all 5 Beat SCAD trustees, and we have 6 volunteers currently who are SCAD survivors, and they participated in some training discussions last year, and more buddies will be identified and trained. Now, we're not trained medical experts. It's really important to express that this is not counselling. We are not counsellors. We are offering this service because we are lived experience of this condition. We are experts by experience, if you like. So we can identify with what you're going through. We will be empathetic, and I hope we're well informed. And I just want to extend thanks to Colette Sohn and her colleagues from the University of Birmingham, so Neil and Sue. So these are lecturers in psychology. So Colette is also a 2-time SCAD survivor. So as a team, they have brought a huge amount of relevance and important input to the development of our buddy service. And we're so grateful for them to helping us get this system ready. So to request the service, we have an online form. So once that's completed, the trustees would then make contact with you to discuss the needs that you have, so that we can match you with a relevant buddy. And then your buddy would contact you. So between you, you'd then be able to discuss the frequency and the method of contact that will work for you and that you need. So, you know, you might just want a one-off telephone call to talk about SCAD. You might want a series of regular calls, or you might prefer email, for example, and pandemic permitting, perhaps face-to-face. So for anyone who feels that they would benefit from having a buddy, the link is now live, and this can be found in our new Living with SCAD section. So like the Beat SCAD trustees, the buddies are all volunteers as well. So this is something that will happen in people's spare time and as time allows. And of course, at the moment, we don't know how much demand there will be for this service. So, you know, we will look at the number of applications that we receive, and then we will be in touch with the applicants, you know, to let you know how soon we can put you in contact with a buddy. Okay, next announcement is a new fundraising option. So we're already with the Giving Machine, which is an online shopping platform, and we've now signed up to their lottery. So you can play the Giving Lottery. Tickets are £1 and there are prizes of up to £25,000. The weekly draw takes place every Saturday, and Beat SCAD receives 40% of the ticket sales from supporters that sign up on our page and the link that's there on that slide. So you can sign up to play it regularly. Like you can do a direct debit, or you know, if you just want to play for a shorter period, you can sign up. I think a month is the minimum. So good luck if you want to play that. And just going back to our 5th birthday celebrations, we thought we'd suggest 5 things that you can do to help the charity. So first up is become a volunteer. We've just listed on here a few of the skill sets that would be a huge benefit to the charity. So if you fit the bill, or if you know someone who does and they would be interested in volunteering to help us, send us a message and we'll contact you to discuss it. And then second is our keep in touch form. So if you haven't filled this in already, please do. We also collect information about SCAD events. So we can gather metrics that will, you know, we can use that information in our awareness presentations and hopefully potential funding applications too. Third is to sign up to our newsletter. Fourth is to follow us on our social media accounts and help us to spread the word by sharing our posts. And fifth, I showed this one earlier, but regular donations is a goal for us. So if we can do that and help to better plan our future spending, that would be absolutely fabulous. So thank you so much for doing any or all 5 of those suggestions. So the pre-recorded interviews that have been shared today will be added to our YouTube channel, as I said, and again, footage from the recording that we've made today. And I've also got another interview with Dr. Adlam where we would discuss the impact of Beat SCAD funds on the research. So that will be shared also. And from that video is a quote which was also in our celebration video earlier, but I think it's really worth emphasising the importance of your fundraising, because it's been truly outstanding, the amount that has been raised these 5 years. And as Dr. Adlam has said there in the quote, without Beat SCAD, the research would have come to an end. So Beat SCAD has been utterly instrumental, and by that it means you have been utterly instrumental in allowing the research to continue. So finally, I'd like to extend a heartfelt thanks to all of you for attending today, to our wonderful team of SCAD experts, Dave, Alice and Abby, and their wider research and support teams. I'd also like to thank Adam for our celebration video, Victoria for all her hard work and presenting for the cardiac rehab survey. Also thanks to Theo, he's our videographer. And he supported us right from the start. He filmed our very first conference and he's done so much for us. And thank you to all our supporters, our fundraisers, volunteers for making this a truly remarkable first 5 years. And of course, I have to thank my fellow trustees, Karen, Debbie, Sarah and Harriet. You give so much to Beat SCAD. You give so much to me for the charity and personally. I would be lost without you. And I look forward to the next 5 years. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody. Stay safe and well, and we will do what we can to answer the remaining questions that you've shared with us today.
And just one more thing, Bex, before you disappear, and that is that Debbie, Sarah, Harriet and myself would like to really thank you for everything that you have done in starting Beat SCAD in the first place and keeping us going over these 5 years. Your tenacity is so impressive. You've managed to get Beat SCAD on the map, and we love working with you, and thank you for today.
Thank you. You're going to make me cry.